Hello? Is this thing on? Hello? Hello? I don't think it's working, guys.
Me neither.
That's too bad.
What's going on, guys? We're live! Beastly Thoughts Show live. How you guys all doing?
Awesome.
How you guys all doing?
Good.
What is wrong with me?
It's okay.
It's okay. We all have our down Sundays.
I am broken today. I am broken. I went out for chicken wings and beers last night and had a lot of chicken wings and a lot of beers.
So it's a residual effect. Okay, we got you.
Residuals of the chicken wing and beer today.
Oh, man, it's been a good week. How you guys feeling today?
I'm doing great, man.
Good. I started off today really, really great, and I guess we're going to start off with what you've been playing. And I guess, Robbie, you want to tell us what you've been doing?
Yeah, so this week I've been pretty much playing Destiny. I've been diving into the Taken King, especially because a friend of mine just got Destiny for the first time this week. He got the Legendary Edition with all the DLC in the original game. I've been having a lot of fun.
Isn't it? $60 for all that.
Absolutely. I told him, too, like, this is an amazing time to jump into Destiny. It's the best this game has ever been, and he's seeing, like, the really great part of this game, and he's just getting into the Taken King content now. We got him through the whole story, the original story, and the Dark Below and House of Wolves stuff. So I really can't wait to get him through more of it. He's really enjoying it. And, yeah, I've been having a blast at Destiny this week, and I'm really enjoying it.
I got some questions about this, right? It's because this is something that I've been wondering about. I'm planning on at some point going back to check out, because they restructured the original story. Did you play through it with him?
Yes, I played through it with him and another friend. It's pretty much all the same, other than obviously all the lines have been re-enhanced with Nolan North's voice, and it sounds very different. Like, obviously, Dave, you and I, or Briar, you and I have talked a lot about how it's so shocking to hear him at first, because like we've heard Dinklage for so many hundreds of hours, hearing him say the same lines over and over again. It's really shocking when you hear Nolan North talk for the first time as the Ghost, but now I really love his voice, and I think he brings more depth and more character into that, character. So I really love playing through it again.
100% agree with you there. So
what's his experience been like? Is he just like trying to get through the early stuff as fast as he can so he can start rating, or has you been enjoying it? When he hit the Taken King story, did he say, "Oh wow, this is much better than the original stuff"?
We actually haven't hit the Taken King yet. Like, we're doing the very last part of the original Destiny, which is Vault of Glass. He's done the Crota raid. He's done all the other content from the first two expansions in Vanilla Destiny. So then he's going to be moving on to the Taken King. So far, he's really loving it. But I told him the best is yet to come with the Taken King. You have not even played the best stuff yet.
Yeah, the game really, it's stunning the improvement the game made with the Taken King. I love the game anyway. Just the feel of it, the shooting mechanics, raiding with your friends. It's just a good way to spend time. It's a lot of fun. You know, me and Beastly were in the raid this afternoon. It's just fun to be in there. You know, you're cracking jokes. You're watching people fuck up jumps repeatedly. You know, you're just like... If anybody that hasn't been into Taken King or the King's Fall raid yet, I'm about to spoil a little bit, so you might want to fast forward a minute or so. But there's a part after you fight a boss fight where you get to a jumping puzzle, and some people call it the piston wall, some people call it the dick wall.
Dick wall, that's better.
Spiky wall dicks. Yeah.
And it's basically a timed event that the first person who goes out on this ledge, one of the pistons just pushes them out. And I wanted Beastly to experience that, so I told the whole raid team, okay, we're just going to let Beastly go first. Beastly goes, you know, he knew something was up, right? Beastly's no dummy. He knew something was up, but he was willing to accept his fate. So he goes out on that ledge and boom! The whole fire team starts cracking up. It's fun. It's a good time. It's always fun.
I had no idea what happened, other than that I knew that something terrible happened. I know that my character can't move that fast on her own, and so I noticed I was just flying far away from you guys at an incredible speed. So I knew something was wrong, and I was dead. Yeah, those dicks hit hard, man.
They do. You don't want to mess with that. There's a lot of them too.
Yeah.
Don't mess with the wall dicks. They hit hard. Oh, God.
All right, so I'll go ahead and tell you guys what I've been playing this week. Of course, I played some Last of Us today. We did the Destiny raid. Had a lot of fun playing that raid for about, 3 hours, 3.5 hours we got down there?
I think it was about 3 hours.
Yeah, we got all the way to the very end. and we got to finish that up later. Also, I've been playing. So I've got back into my PlayStation Vita, and I've been playing some old PSP games. Just I feel like I've kind of stepped away from my portable stuff, my 3DS, my Vita, my PSP, stuff I used to take so much pride in, and I used to wear them around my neck like Flavor fucking Flav. So these consoles are sitting in my video game shrine, and I just looked at them, and I was like, at the beginning of the week, I took them to work, decided to start playing them. I think I took my 3DS on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I took my Vita and got down. I've really been enjoying that. I've also been playing Rainbow Six Siege on PS4, the beta, which ends tomorrow. And I actually did my first impressions video. That went up, I think, yesterday. And I think that it's a really fun game. I just don't know if it'll have the tail that it needs to be a full-priced game at $60. It's 5 versus 5, team-based gameplay. You got one team protecting an objective and another team trying to seize that objective. And it's really deep as far as the way you can go about playing the game, going into certain locations, how you can just go up a wall, go through a certain window, upside down if you want, Spider-Man style. There's so many things you can do, going through floors, hitting walls with sledgehammers, killing people. It's very fun, but I'm a little worried that this game not having any form of story or campaign is going to sell this game short, kind of like with Evolve or Titanfall. I think people, when you get into a game that's online only, you want more after a while, and it'll become stale. Kate and I have been playing it, having a lot of fun, but I'm still wondering in the back of my mind if this game is going to be as good as I hope it can.
So all I know about this game, Beasley, is that from every video I've seen, is we basically got two teams. One team is trying to barricade themselves into a house, and the other team is trying to get into that house and kill the team that's barricaded in. Is there any other variety besides that? Is there any kind of game modes aside from...
In the demo, there are only...
Clear?
Yeah, in the demo, there's two modes. There's a 5 versus computer opponents mode. Mm-hmm. So you and 4 other players, you go into a house. There's 24 enemies spaced throughout the house in random places. And that was really easy. That's for people who really don't know much about first-person shooters. You run through, kill them. And the other mode was the one you spoke of, where you're trying to fortify a room that has a particular objective. Now, in the early game footage of this game, they showed objectives like hostages. That was not in this game at all. The objectives in the demo were just, it looked like nuclear assets, bombs, stored weapons, things like that. And you build walls up, you fortify entry points, you lay down barbed wire, razor wire. You can add all kinds of crazy perks. There's a ton of different characters, and there's an offense and a defense, I guess you'd call them partitions, that you can actually fortify depending on what you're doing as far as seizing or protecting. And a lot of it's really fun stuff. I didn't get a chance to unlock a lot of it, but that's what I saw. I will say this, too, that the game does not look like the game that they showed us when the game was announced.
Oh, really?
No, it does not. It looks decent. It's a decent-looking game, but it definitely does not look like what they showed us when during the announcement trailer where there were hostages. It was a woman that you actually had to protect and save. The game does not look like that game at all. So they kind of did a Watch Dogs here. They dumbed it down, pulled it back. And I would think that with the game not having really a campaign, that they could put more assets into the visual aesthetic of the game. I'm not going to say I'm not having fun. I'm going to play it again tonight, probably after the show, because it is intriguing. I do like outthinking opponents, trying to maybe come through the ceiling or the floor, or poke a hole in the wall, then go to the other side of the room and poke another hole and shoot them from there. There's just so many different ways you can go about it. I just feel like after a while it may become slightly stale, and I want it to be more. Because if this is it, you already know what you got, and there's nothing else to really expect. And I just want there to be more. I want there to be a reason for this,
Absolutely. I think my biggest concern is that obviously you're going to be spending $60 on this game when it comes out, and if this is going to be a multiplayer-focused game, is there going to be that depth and that reason to keep coming back to it? Is there going to be enough variety in the modes and the maps and enough content to keep you in? Because I think a great example is a game like Call of Duty. I feel like Call of Duty could survive with a multiplayer game because there is so much depth, so much replayability to that multiplayer. Yeah. And I just don't know if Rainbow Six has it, because one of my favorite parts about the old Rainbow Six Vegas games, I loved Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2, was the co-op campaign. That was so much fun playing with a friend. That's what I loved. I loved the campaign, and they don't have it in this game. So I honestly think I'm not going to be picking it up right there. Like, they've lost my sale right there.
Well,
because
the campaigns for those games were very tactical too. Even going back before Vegas, it was like some of the early games, you had to like map out exactly what route you're going to take and your allies were going to take. It was very, very much a tactical game.
Yes.
To hear that there's no campaign at all it's disappointing. I didn't know that going into this podcast, and I gotta say that's really frustrating to me.
Me too.
It's like I said in my little impressions video, I mistakenly called the game a mode, and then I corrected myself. I said it feels like a mode. It feels like an addition to a greater game.
Yeah.
And I use this as an example. A game that I play a lot of, The Last of Us, to me has a fantastic online component. Do I think that the online component would have been a viable game by itself? No. I think that people would have played it briefly and walked away from it. Okay, it's pretty fun, but that's not enough. I feel the same way about what I've played so far of Rainbow Six Siege, that it has depth to the gameplay, but it's not enough by itself to warrant that, at least that price point. And I feel like it's a mode, and if you're going to have an online-only structure, you need to have many modes for people to jump into and enjoy, not just 2, 3, or 4. It needs to be enough for everybody. Destiny is a great example. There's something for everybody. Here it feels like this is something for a very small demographic of gamers who want to play a certain game a certain kind of way.
Mm-hmm. How fast is the game? Is it like, are you running around like a Call of Duty character, or are you much more tactical and slow?
Slow paced.
It's much slower than Call of Duty. It's not at a crawl. You can run. At the beginning of each match, depending on what team you are, if you're the team that's holding a position and fortifying, the other team gets about 30 seconds with these miniature drones on wheels to go through the house. All 5 players get one of these drones. Mm-hmm. There's usually 3 floors to every map that I've seen so far. Huge basement, middle floor, and second story. You go through the house with these drones looking for the whatever they're trying to protect. And so once you get to it, you actually look at it, and then it says objective has been found. Then that becomes marked for your team once the game actually starts after that 30 seconds, which gives you kind of an advantage. The other team, for that first 30 seconds, their job is to shoot any drones they see coming, which are really small, and get them out of their vicinity so that you have less of a chance of finding the objective and taking them out. So they have, a few little things and perks that make the game more interesting. I'm just hoping that once this releases, it's more than just what I've seen so far. Mm. They do have multiple classes. I've seen, I think, 5 or 6 totally different classes, and each character has their own subset of moves, like finding any electronics within the vicinity, electrified razor wire.
That's my favorite kind of razor wire.
Yeah, it fucked my life up. Sledgehammers to go through walls. All the areas, most of the areas are destructible. Only certain walls you can't go through, which are concrete. But wooden walls or plaster walls, you can break right through them, shoot holes through them. So it's a lot of tactical involvement that goes into the game. That'll make it deep, but I'm hoping that there's more, honestly. I mean, if it's just this, I'm not really that excited to buy it, especially day one.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been playing.
I've been playing a lot of Destiny, obviously.
No.
No, I don't think this is right.
This is what we can do, Briar. We can just record that little sound bite. Every single show, you say it the same way too. I've been playing a lot of Destiny, obviously, every week, so we can just get the sound bite going. I'll have it ready next week.
All right. So this weekend, I decided to level up my third character, my Warlock.
Love that jump.
I'd gotten my Titan was my first for the Taken King. I got into then I moved on to the Hunter, and Warlock is kind of my third one. I gotta say, the Warlock super move is super fun to use. I mean, you just run around spraying lightning bolts from your fingers, and it's satisfying and it's fun to use. The jump, I really wish that they would give the Warlock another jump. Like, that jump is just, it's not like any jump in any other video game. It's not intuitive at all. Because, like, if you if you double jump really quick, you kind of just like kind of float up and float back down, and that's okay. The problem is once you're in the air, you don't have a whole lot of control onto like when you want to land and that kind of thing. If you get used to it, you can get good at it, but it's not like the Titan is, I don't know, somehow more intuitive, even though it's similar, because you never double jump down. With the Warlock, you can get to a point where you actually hit that double jump and it actually shoots you down.
I really don't like that.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. Once you get used to it, it's okay, but when you're switching between characters...
Oh, it fucked me up.
Oh, it's really frustrating. So I got to the jumping puzzle today in the raid, and I was like, I knew it was going to be an issue, because I'm just completely missing tomb ships with my Warlock. Like, I knew where I wanted to go, but I just couldn't make that fucker do it.
Yeah, well, the same thing happened to me during the raid today. I took over my wife's control, and I just completely wiped out when I got my controller back because I thought I could do that triple jump.
She was playing a hunter, and you helped her get through one of the sections, one of the jumping parts with her hunter. And then as soon as you took your Warlock back, you're like, this sucks.
I'm not going to say it sucks because the Warlock is what I chose from Vanilla Destiny. It's the character I played with the whole time. So to me, that's very comfortable and at home. Like you said, if you get used to it, it's totally fine.
Yeah.
And so playing with other characters to me feels weird, probably the same way that it feels weird to you. I've gotten so used to the quick double tap, you go shooting up into the sky.
Yeah.
To me, having to jump each time like with a hunter is really weird. So I guess to each his own.
The hunter, though, feels like it's like video game familiar, right? It's like you understand the concept of a double jump because you've been doing it since you were 8 years old.
Yeah.
You know? And the Titan kind of feels okay, too. It's not a jump you're familiar with, but it always seems to jet you up in the air, and you never hit that double jump and go down. You know what I mean? That's the weird thing with the Warlock. But other than that, man, I'm having a blast with the Warlock. I really like the grenades. I really like the special abilities. That melee is out of control. Like the long range of it is crazy. We got through. We stopped at Oryx today because we had a couple of guys who needed to quit. So we're probably going to jump onto that. But getting my third guy through the raid, it's been interesting to see the raid like kind of from each character's perspective and the utility of each character. Like with the Titan, I was either A, the Defender Titan, just in charge of putting down bubbles, getting my whole team weapons of light, or B, in charge of DPSing enemies with the Scorch Hammer. Just like when it was time to take down a lot of enemies quickly or a big enemy quickly, I would pop that Torch Hammer and just start chucking that thing like crazy, which is super fun. With the Hunter, I was very much in charge of either using the Arc Bow so that my entire team could do a lot of damage to a single enemy, like for the two witches or for the War Priest, or I would switch to Golden Gun and use it specifically for the Oryx fight, which is very useful for. With the War Priest, it was very much, with the Warlock, I've been very much focused on trying to clear out adds that are attacking my teammates close range, but I feel frustrated that I don't have a longer range kind of super ability. I missed out on having that Void Bomb, and I think that ultimately I prefer the Void Bomb over the new Warlock super.
Yeah, because when it first comes out, like obviously it's like you're shooting lightning from your hands. Like this is super cool, but the range on it isn't super far. Whereas a Void Bomb, you can really hurl that thing and toss it and kind of aim more. So.
And it kind of feels just as effective at taking out a group of enemies, and it does it faster.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It all depends on which Void Bomb you use, because one, you can shoot 3, then you got a much more powerful single.
Just go with one.
When I use the dark side of the Force electricity, I take out huge amount of mobs.
Yeah.
I haven't gone back to it yet, and you're probably right. There are situations where the Void Bomb would be better, but I absolutely love... Today, we ran into situations multiple times where I used my super, and I didn't have anyone that I could even reach. That's very frustrating.
Yeah.
When there are tons of mobs and adds everywhere, and they're really being a nuisance to the team, that new super, it destroys them. I think it's worth its weight in gold. It's awesome.
Yeah, when you've got a lot of mobs like close range, but if you've got like a heroic enemy in that mob, he's gonna suck up that entire super before he goes down. I find.
Yeah. That
the Nova Bomb, I can toss the Nova Bomb and be done with that, and now be on to shooting again, right? I feel like my DPS is actually stronger with the Nova Bomb than it is with the But we'll see. It could just be that I'm new with the Warlock and I haven't gotten used to it yet.
I love it.
But I just feel like the Nova Bomb was more versatile.
Okay.
And actually, Sunsinger too is like you can just toss grenades like you're.
Yeah, remember
man
last
on fire.
week?
Like, here's a grenade for you. Here's a grenade for you. Here's a grenade for you. Here's a
You
grenade
get
for
a
you.
grenade, and you get a grenade, and you get a grenade, and we all get grenades.
Holy shit!
But yeah, of the three, I think it looks as cool as the rest of them, but I haven't found that specific use that always comes in handy for me yet.
Gotcha. I think overall for the three, the Sunsinger is probably the most damaging. When you
Sunsinger or Sunbreaker is of the three Warlocks.
Yes, when you use that special, when you have nothing but throwing grenade after grenade after grenade, that destroys enemies. You, I, and Kate. Last week we got into a situation where that really came
in the Nightfall.
handy. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Solar Bird Nightfall this week, and it was a tough Nightfall.
Yes, it was.
But yeah, it was good to have you there doing. You did massive damage with your Sunsinger.
Yeah.
The Sunbreaker was good in that one too.
Yeah.
That hammer, it's just fun. The way he goes, he like clank, like he just hit a anvil with the hammer, and he's just all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. The thing is fun. People are hating it in PvP too.
It's a little OP in Crucible, not gonna lie. It's pretty
whatever.
hard to
He's
counter.
still got like those little Titan, like, I can't reach you, I can't hit. I still
He's got
like
T-Rex arms.
overall. I think the Titan is the hardest to use character in the Crucible. At least he got a super that is somewhat usable. Actually, it's very usable.
Yeah. I haven't been in the Crucible. I think I played maybe 2 or 3 games of Crucible since this new DLC has been released. So maybe I'll jump in there and see.
My biggest problem with Crucible is that they seem to always fix problems, but then there always seems to be new problems coming up. Like there's always issues with the netcode or the connections. Like it's never gotten to a point where I'm like, this is great. Like I always have an issue with Crucible. It never seems to get to that point where it needs to be. Do you guys agree with that, or what do you think?
I think that Crucible's in a good spot right now. I mean, netcode is something that everybody's going to have a different opinion on because depending on your connection, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. I have a guy, Skinny Choctaw, you guys know him well.
Yep.
He's been living at a hotel,
Yeah.
and he's got the worst internet, right? Worst internet. But he goes into the Crucible and he wrecks people because nobody can. He's like warping all over the screen as far as everybody else is concerned. He's just wrecking people in there.
I will say this: the connection has gotten immensely better because, like during House of Wolves,
yeah,
it was like embarrassingly bad. Like I just stopped playing Crucible because it got that bad.
Iron Banner's coming up. I think that'll be the test to see if the connection is better.
That's
but
right.
Definitely the weapon balance is better.
Oh, weapon balance is phenomenal. Other than it feels like hand cannons were hit a little too hard. I don't feel like hand cannons are that good anymore, just me personally. And auto rifles could use a bit more of a buff, but they're definitely viable now, which I'm happy about.
They are definitely viable.
I love my auto rifle.
Yeah. All right, so we got some news today.
We do. Has there been news this week?
There has been not.
There has. Yeah.
Really? Robbie, why don't you get us started with news, my friend?
All right, so our first piece of news today is that the PlayStation Vita successor is unlikely, according to Shuhei Yoshida, because he says, yeah, that sucks. It's sad news, but basically what he says is the market is dominated by mobile, obviously, and they also have stiff competition with Nintendo, and they just seem to not be able to break into the market. What do you guys think about this?
Well, if they didn't try so hard to make the Vita unhackable, this could have been a good thing for them. The PSP sold really, really well, and people bought them because everybody hacked them. If they just let people hack the Vita, they would have bought Vitas, and they would have been like, okay, maybe we can make another one.
Then they couldn't make any money on software, and nobody wanted to develop for Vita or for the PSP because everybody was stealing the fucking software anyway.
Yeah, well, possibly. You may have a point there. All I know is this: I had tons of fun with my PSP even before I hacked it. I bought tons of games. I remember when it first came out, the PSP Micro Duo, the little memory stick, was $100 for a 4 gig for PSP. So even back then, it was insane. But I bought it because I believed in this new portable system. Had lots of fun with it. Bought lots of games on it, and I think that they had much better games on the PSP than they did on the Vita.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
And so I think if they went the same direction as far as software for the Vita, instead of it's so indie. It's like an indie machine. If they got developers behind it to actually put decent games out, they had good chances. They had Resistance on Vita. They completely pooped that away. And they had Call of Duty, which should have been an abomination. There's no reason ever that Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified should have ever been given the go. No one should have ever seen that thing. It was terrible.
When I first saw the Vita and I saw that it had dual thumbstick or joysticks,
it was over.
Excited, man, because I'm like, great, we can get Call of Duty on the go, man. Like, I'm so excited for this.
Everybody was
shooter action. That's going to be a lot of fun. But they never released a good shooter that I ever played. They never released one.
I think that Borderlands is pretty decent as far as shooters go on the portable side.
Yeah, I was thinking like a multiplayer, but yeah, definitely Borderlands 2 was good.
That was good, but Killzone is excellent on the Vita.
Killzone was good. Mercenary?
Yes, it is. I played the hell out of that game. Haven't played it since I stopped. But Kate and I, we spent probably a good 50 or 60 hours playing that, playing multiplayer and everything. So it can be done if you get competent developers behind it. But if you let studios like the same studio made Resistance on Vita, and they made Black Ops Declassified
within 6 months of each other, and they were like a 30-man team.
And they were terrible versions of a game that could have really skyrocketed the Vita. Both of those games could have really changed the whole perspective and paradigm of what the Vita is today, but Sony allowed that to happen.
There were some good games that got released for this, though. I mean, like they're out there. There's a collection of games for this thing that are pretty good.
There's some really great games.
Guacamelee is one of my favorite games in years. You know, it was a fantastic game, and playing it on the Vita, it was a fantastic way to play it.
One of the things that frustrates me is when the Vita first came out, we saw the best that it would ever have with Uncharted Golden Abyss. That game is on par with being a console version of an Uncharted game. It is an absolutely phenomenal game for a portable system. And so when we saw that, I thought that was the beginning, and that we would see even better games as time went on. But as time went on, I haven't seen anything even come to that level of what Uncharted was on Vita.
It just stopped.
It declined in quality, and they had such a great opportunity to make this thing what everybody hoped it was. BriarRabbit, when I saw the Vita with the dual thumbsticks, I believed the same thing you did. Oh my God, it's over. I was playing first-person shooters on the PSP using the triangle, circle, square, and cross buttons
style.
And that pissed me off beyond belief. And I was like, oh my goodness, now we can actually use dual analogs. I was so excited, and look what happened.
There was one game where you flipped the PSP upside down, so you had it like correctly. I can't remember what game it was, but in the settings, because the analog stick was on the left side on the PSP. So there was a game where you could flip the system over and get it to be on the right side, and then you'd use the triangles, X and circle and square button to move your character, and it was a pretty good way to play it. It wasn't a comfortable way to hold it, though.
I can imagine. Yeah, the PSP and Vita are very uncomfortable systems. But
the new version of the Vita, I love. It's the slimmer version. I have both of them here, and the changes that they made, especially to the back of it, you can see the one on the bottom. You can see you got much more room to put your fingers. The touchpad is smaller, and the fact that it's thinner and just more ergonomic and lighter, it's just more comfortable. I did not like playing games on the original Vita. This thing is I'm
waiting for it.
Crushed your fingers. You know, it's just hard to hold and like play comfortably. But the second generation one is a really nice system.
Well, this story says that it's very unlikely, and more than likely it's true. Hopefully we haven't seen the absolute end of good games on Vita, because I still enjoy it. You know, I still love playing games on it. Like I told you, I was playing Monster Hunter this week on my Vita, and it's a great system. It's just that Sony kind of dropped the ball when it comes to development for the thing, and people haven't really been excited. Every 4 or 5 months there's a halfway decent game. There's no AAA support, and I guess this is the beginning of the end for the system.
Yeah, I don't think the thing ever sold enough really to warrant large-scale games for it.
Yeah.
What do you think is next? Do you think that you think Nintendo is going to come out with like the follow-up to the 3DS?
Absolutely.
And like that's going to be the the continuation for mobile games, or do you think it's just going to move to cell phones?
Well, I don't play games on my cell phone. I mean, and I got a pretty nice phone. I got a Sony Xperia Z3, the PlayStation
Never heard of it.
phone. Yeah, I'm sure you have. It's a really nice phone, and the graphics processor, everything looks really good. I got Call of Duty Zombies on it. It looks almost console quality, but I just don't play games on it. I feel like if I want to play a game, like I did this week, I took my portables to work and I played on them. Yeah. My phone is more for watching videos, watching YouTube. I use it for that, and I don't know many other people that play their games really on their phone, unless it's something like Flappy Bird or, you know.
I played a couple that I really like. Monument Valley was fantastic. Leo's, I think it was called Leo's Revenge. Or there's been a few games that have been really, really good, but for the most part, you're right. I tend to like a controller more than touching a screen.
I mean, very seldom. Like I bought Call of Duty Zombies on the Android store. And I bought it because I saw the videos. I was like, wow, this actually looks like the real thing. And I tried playing it. It just does not translate well for me.
Yeah. Well, they have those like Bluetooth controllers for.
I can plug a PS4 controller or PS3 controller into my phone.
Yeah. See, that doesn't sound appealing because then you're basically just using your phone as like a really tiny ass TV. But they have ones that kind of clip to the side, so it almost makes it into like a handheld system. And they got analog sticks and triggers and all that.
Yeah, but for me, rather than go through all that, just get a portable, you know?
Yeah.
That's the same thing. And what are you going to get a better experience on, an actual portable gaming system or your phone? You might get a good game on your phone, but you're probably going to find better games and more quality and quantity on a handheld system.
It just seems like everything's moving to mobile, though. Like, it just seems everything's moving that direction.
I wouldn't be surprised if, honestly, I feel like the future probably is going to be on mobile devices, but I definitely hope they have like conventional controls, like good like thumbsticks and actual buttons. I definitely don't want to be using a touchscreen, and I'd be just fine if it was that way. Like if there's a really solid controller to use on mobile, then I'd be just fine with it.
I think I'm going to start trying to pick up some of those like Bluetooth, because like Logitech makes them. There's like a couple of companies that.
There's a Mad Catz one.
Yeah, and you know companies that have been around for a while and make good stuff normally. So it might be time to start checking those things out.
That's the thing. If mobile gaming moves, if portable gaming moves strictly to mobile, it would have to have a controller. The reason I got the Sony Xperia phone is because when the phone was first announced back in 2010, 2011, it was a flip phone, and when you opened it up, there was an actual miniature PlayStation controller there.
I remember that.
And you actually used. When I saw that, my heart just exploded in my chest. I was like, oh, I gotta have this phone. Unfortunately, Sony lied their asses off, and there's really no PlayStation support for the phone. And it gradually died away. But now all the Xperia phones are all touchscreen, and it just doesn't translate well. Until they have a good alternative to a traditional controller for a portable or for like a mobile phone or something like that, I cannot turn my back on my portables.
I think I'm going to start investigating that. It's like to see if are any of these controllers any good. Because I do like playing like mobile games. I like sitting on the couch while I'm watching TV, and I'll pull out. I love playing New Super Mario Brothers while I'm watching TV. It's like a great game to play because it doesn't take a lot of concentration. You can kind of half listen to what's going on in your TV show, or watching a baseball game or a football game. You can kind of you can keep an ear and an eye on both things at the same time. I like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got for news? That was a long story.
We kind of embellished ourselves and enjoyed it, so that's good. Fallout 4 will not have timed exclusive DLC on any platform.
That deserves an applause right there. Yes, Bethesda.
Good timing there, Robbie.
Thank you.
Good timing. So that's actually really good news that Bethesda is just backing their game and not backing any particular Sony, Microsoft. They want to sell their game. And I think that's good. I think more developers need to do that. So I know that they did have, they kind of alluded to the Xbox having the mods, the same mods that the PC has.
Yeah, and they get it like before PS4. Like PS4 will get it like early next year or something. We don't know if that's confirmed or not. But I was definitely surprised that they did, because I thought at E3 for sure, like Microsoft was going to be like, we have timed exclusive DLC for Fallout 4, and that didn't happen because with Fallout 3, with Skyrim, with Oblivion, they had it for all those games. So I think this is awesome, though. I think it's awesome to see that everybody's going to get content at the same time. That's great.
Well, the thing that amazes me is that developers are still accepting enough money to do time exclusive deals on Xbox when PlayStation is selling the way it's selling. It seems like to me the no-brainer to go the Sony direction because they have over twice as many consoles installed. That's a lot more money and a lot more opportunity to sell your game. But I'm really happy that Bethesda decided not to do that. It kind of gives everybody equal footing to enjoy the game on their console of choice, and that's what we really need. That's what Phil Spencer would say. That's a classy fucking man. And he's not with the console war BS, and he wants people to be able to enjoy whatever console they want. He just wants to make the Xbox One the one that people gravitate toward by having good exclusives, good software, and I think he's a real smart guy, and I agree with him.
Phil has done an amazing job for the Xbox division. He really has, and like he was saying how these console wars, he said they were distasteful, and he believes that like people should be able to buy whatever console they want to own. Like he's not going to stop you from buying a PS4, and I think he's an awesome person.
I will go and say this: he single-handedly turned me from absolutely hating Microsoft and Xbox. I used BriarRabbit, I used to shit on them every chance I got. And I'm still more into the PlayStation ecosystem. I play more games on my PlayStation. I got Mortal Kombat X on my Xbox One yesterday, and I still haven't played it because I don't really have a lot of friends on the Xbox. Doesn't mean it's not good. I play more on the PlayStation ecosystem.
Yeah.
But because of Phil Spencer alone, I absolutely respect, admire what he's done, and it's made me appreciate and admire my Xbox One all the more. For me, the consoles are that much closer because of a person like him in leadership.
Briar, do you have anything to put in?
I guess I'm happy about this. I usually don't get too upset about time DLC on consoles just because I have both consoles anyway.
Yeah, me too. Like it's hard. I think it's hard when we all own both consoles to look at a perspective of.
Hey,
someone
there's three,
just one.
Robbie. There's not just both. There's the Nintendo Wii.
No, I met all of us.
That's right. That thing's still around, isn't it?
Oh, the Wii U, yeah.
It's right there. It's my YouTube box.
Yeah, I mean it sucks. Like I hear people say, "Oh man, it had." Like in Destiny, players had to wait to get the Hawk Moon for a year on Xbox.
That's a whole year though, versus like something like Call of Duty where it's a month for maps. I think that's a big deal.
Sucks for that too. I was in that space where I actually enjoyed playing Call of Duty Ghosts on PS4 more. I liked the controller better, and I thought that the network code on the PS4 was somehow better. But every 3 months I would jump onto the Xbox One and play it on there for a month. Just because they had the console exclusive, for a month, and I never liked playing it on the Xbox One. That game never felt as good to me on the Xbox One as it did on PS4.
That's a game I haven't played in forever. Call of Duty Ghosts. I need to put that back in my PS4 and try it again. It's just dead.
Oh, don't say that.
All right, we kind of hit on this earlier, but Ubisoft has confirmed that Rainbow Six Siege will not feature a story campaign of any kind. Confirmed. Yeah. Illuminati confirmed.
Because we didn't originally. It was thought that like there would be some sort of campaign, like not really a story, but we all assumed there's got to be something, right? But they confirmed now there's like no campaign, nothing. It's just a multiplayer game.
Why is this even a Rainbow Six game? Like what ties this to the other Rainbow Sixes?
That's exactly a great. That's a great.
Tactical. That's about it. Like.
Yeah, right. It could be it could be anything if that's the case. How is it Rainbow Six that has no story that
it could be Destiny
to the universe? Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I'm really disappointed that the game doesn't have a campaign.
Yeah. What about, because I think you guys, when we look at games, like, it seems like we're headed in that direction, though, right? When you look at games like Titanfall and Evolve, and even Destiny is always about, like, always online. Like, every component is online.
You can't put Destiny in the same category with Evolve or this game or any Titanfall. Destiny.
I just mean that. Do you think we're heading in that direction, and do you think that's the best way to go, or would you prefer a campaign? Because I would definitely prefer having a campaign.
I think
personally,
most people would, even if you don't play it. It's better to have more options, and I know Briar believes that. It's much better to have options, and when you see a game that looks like Rainbow Six Siege, not looking as beautiful as you would like it to look, you wonder where those assets going because they're not using it for a campaign. The game should look phenomenal. That's why games like Forza Horizon, Forza 6, these games look so great because everything is going into one thing. There's no campaign, there's no story, there's no voice acting. It's all going to the graphics. This has no story mode. It should look fucking beautiful, but it doesn't. Yeah. Where is all this effort going into? Mm-hmm. But I think that most of these first-person shooters need to have some degree of story. If you don't know why you're there, what are you there for?
The Rainbow Six games used to have really cool campaign modes too. It was like very tactical. You really had to think it out. And Robbie was saying earlier, playing the Vegas games in co-op, that was a fun experience. And it's sad. Like that's what Rainbow Six Vegas or Rainbow Six was to me, was the campaign modes, like these much more tactical thinking man shooter campaigns. And the fact that it's just gone now, it's a little sad to me.
Yeah, me too. I don't even think I'm going to buy this, to be honest. Like, I'm sure it's going to be fun, but I don't think this multiplayer has enough to sustain the game. I really don't. Like, I'm sure it's a lot of fun. It looks really good, but I'm sorry, there's just not enough for a whole purchase. I don't think so.
It's kind of like a lesson learned thing for me, because when I first played the Evolve beta, I was like, this is fucking awesome. And I really thought it was. Now I never play it. I actually reinstalled it about 2 weeks ago, and I played 2 or 3 games. And I was like, God, this is a full-price game? Now I think they dropped the price to $20. I think it's a $20 game now.
Yeah,
when I bought it, it was $60, and it just was not worth that amount of money. And if this game is the same way, I just don't feel like it would be worth a $60 price point. Like I said earlier, it would be like buying the multiplayer for The Last of Us for $60. It's a great multiplayer, but that's all you get.
Yeah.
You know? Just not worth it. Okay, so, Briar, would you like to continue?
Sure. Analysts report Star Wars Battlefront won't help Battlefield's decline as a franchise.
So they were going into these sales numbers of the Battlefield franchise because Battlefield 3 sold around 14 million copies and Battlefield 4 sold around half of that, especially with the whole like Battlefield 4 being broken for 6 months. Do you guys think that Battlefront would help Battlefield at all if it was like received positively, or how is this going to affect like just DICE, I guess, even as a whole?
Well, for me personally, whenever I think of Battlefield, that whole debacle is the first thing that pops to my mind. And with the Hardline series, which is a game I have on Xbox One, that didn't help it either because it strayed away from what made Battlefield Battlefield. But when I think of Battlefield, especially Battlefield 4, I think of all the issues the game had when it was released. And it's like seeing your grandmother naked. You cannot unsee it.
I don't know when you last saw that piece of gamer, but I don't really pay attention to that stuff.
Don't give me memories, okay? I'm trying to stay away from
I don't want that image in my head. Let's just get off topic. Go back to the subject.
So,
that's disgusting.
Whenever I think of Battlefield, I immediately think of Battlefield 4 and how shitty it was when it came out and how everybody was down on it. And you can't really fervor up too much excitement for a new Battlefield, especially after you see what they did with Battlefield Hardline. They strayed completely away from it. People were kind of mixed on the feeling of that game as well. So until they actually make an awesome Battlefield that runs smooth, that's an awesome game experience, and basically moves on its own merit, people are going to feel the same way about Battlefield. I don't think Star Wars is going to have anything to do with that.
If Battlefield launches and it works, people may kind of recognize, well, this is an EA game, it's a DICE game, maybe they finally got their shit together.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the next time Battlefield comes out, you may find that some people are like, they finally fixed this, right? Mm-hmm. But Battlefield 4 really pissed off Battlefield fans. Like, really pissed them off.
It was bad. It
was bad. And then Hardline, I don't think Hardline helped that situation.
Me neither.
No.
It didn't.
Hardline didn't launch broken like Battlefield 4 did, but it didn't seem to represent a value to most people.
I would say it launched broken on PC. It was pretty good on PS4, actually. It worked well. So yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to Battlefield. I'm definitely going to check it out. Not Battlefield.
Star Wars.
Battlefront. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Battlefront. I'm definitely going to check it out. I'm a Star Wars geek, though. I like Star Wars a lot.
I swear, isn't the
beta going to get that mini fridge, aren't you, Brian?
No, I didn't get it. No.
Isn't the beta starting in just a couple days? I swear they said it was like the 7th or something. Yeah.
I'll have to look into that.
I'm pretty sure. Like, it's very soon, the beta. So we'll see how that performs, and then who knows? Like, we'll see how it turns out.
All right, here's some bad news.
Let's talk about console exclusivity, right?
Rise of the Tomb Raider will take 30 to 40 hours to complete. I ain't got that kind of fucking time.
Holy shit.
Well, that's for the completionist, though. Like, that's how much time it'll take up to.
Just call it Destiny for a week, Brian. It'll be done. Just change your name to Destiny and you'll be done in 2 days.
I'm actually kind of psyched about this. I loved the first Tomb Raider, the Tomb Raider reboot. I thought it was a phenomenal game. I can't wait to play the new one. Like, this is on my top 10 list without a doubt. And the fact that there's some depth to it, there's some like secrets to unlock, 30 to 40 hours of like deep diving into that game. Sign me up, man. This is exciting.
I like the sexual innuendo. Yeah, I'm excited about that too, Briar.
You guys both played the first one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved the first Tomb Raider. I played it on PS4 when it came out. Really loved that game. But obviously, it's coming out the same day as Fallout 4. So I didn't even have to do the sound.
Okay, you don't have to play it the same day as Fallout 4.
No, you don't. You can wait a couple months.
But yeah, a couple months to play it. That's a terrible decision.
Like,
that's a terrible decision. Why would Square do that?
Why would Microsoft do that?
Why would they decide to do that?
I have no idea. They just think they're better, I guess.
That's like eating a steak in front of a hungry dog that has no chain. It's terrible, terrible choice. What are they doing?
I don't think that's anything related to that.
It's a bad decision.
But it's a bad decision.
It's a really fucking bad choice.
Speaking of bad decisions that have now been done and over with, controversial Deus Ex Augment Your Pre-Order campaign has been canceled. Thank God, because this was cancer.
Are you
surprised?
Are you surprised, Robbie?
Not really, considering how many people...
We're going to give you the option.
Yeah.
Tier 7, change the color of your button. Tier 8, that was a fucked up campaign. I couldn't believe it when I saw it.
The worst thing I've ever heard of. Like,
Robbie tweeted it out to me. He tweeted me the link to that, and when I saw it, I thought it was a joke, and it was real.
I thought it was a joke too. I'm like, are these like? I remember when I watched it the first time. I'm like, this can't be real. They can't really be doing. They can't be this dumb, and they were that dumb. Like,
what about the people who actually signed on and believed in this thing? Who wanted to have their own experience. They wanted this tier 1, 2, 3. Did they get refunded all their money back? All 6?
So, to summarize this, though, Square Enix said that all the content in the Augment Your Pre-Order campaign is now going to be on the game on day 1, whether you pre-order it and go pick it up. But I feel like, honestly, they've shot themselves in the foot so bad. They've hurt their reputation. I don't think this game is going to sell at all now. I think they pissed off a lot of people, including myself.
There's a lot of Deus Ex fans out there.
Yeah, there's a ton of Deus Ex fans, man. You better clean your mouth out with soap. Some of these guys.
Do I want to support Square Enix after what they showed me how they feel about me, though? I don't think so.
Though. We won. Like,
yeah.
You complained you didn't like the program. They changed it.
That's like still being pissed off at Xbox One for having DRM. They swapped that shit out. Go get an Xbox One, damn it.
You can get a 1 terabyte Fallout 4 Xbox One.
Yeah, take the one you got now back and buy this one.
Have 2. You want 2. You got one for your bedroom, 1 for your living room.
Yeah, 1,500 gigs, baby.
That's our next story. There's a 1 terabyte Fallout 4 Xbox One.
Good segue.
I was actually disappointed when I saw this because it's just a standard black Xbox One with a 1 terabyte hard drive in it.
But it's a good deal. It's got the 1 terabyte. It comes with Fallout 3 and 4.
Oh, it comes out with
Fallout
$400
too? Yeah, and it's $400. I think that's a great deal.
You know what, man? I gotta be honest. I'm really getting pissed off with all these new bundles. I'm getting really pissed off about it. It's like a distant future where you can go into a shop and order your custom-made beautiful bride, and every 3 months they release one with bigger tits that looks exactly like yours.
Yeah, but you got to enjoy your beautiful tits for 3 months before
those double D's hit the shelf.
Yeah. So think about it that way. There's always okay. So the early adapter always gets fucked, right? But if you think about it in that, like, if you bought an Xbox One at launch and you're now looking at this saying, "Oh, well, what a great deal this is! I paid $500 for my Xbox. For $100 less now, you can buy one with a bigger hard drive and two amazing games." But you're missing out on 2 years of enjoyment from that Xbox One, right? So imagine that you paid $100 for 2 years of enjoyment for an Xbox One.
That's a great. You know what? You're an optimist. My cup is half fucking full. Thanks, Briar. That was awesome.
But yeah, you always get screwed whenever you buy on launch day. This doesn't matter what you buy. Like, if you're buying a cell phone, computer, whatever it is, you're always going to pay more if you're an early adopter.
Yeah.
and there's always going to be better deals down the road. You know, if you buy a game day one for $60, you know you're going to see that game at GameStop for, you know, $30 a couple months from now. But you got, you know, a couple months of enjoyment. You got to be there day one when it was getting figured out. And you know.
The thing is, though, it's like me. I know myself. Every time I see one of these 1 terabyte systems, the young beastly in me says, I got to have that because 500 gigs is not enough space. I mean, at any given time, I've got between 6 and 12 games installed, depending on what games they are on my PS4. There's well over 50 games on it.
Well, with PS4, you can replace your hard drive very easily, and with Xbox One, you can add an external hard drive very easily.
Yeah.
Oh, so I got a couple 2 terabytes in there. I can plug one of those to my Xbox?
Yeah.
Holy shit, bubbles.
I got a question for you guys. Would you rather go with this Fallout 4 bundle, or would you rather go for the Rise of the Tomb Raider Xbox One bundle, which also is a 1 terabyte, comes with Rise of the Tomb Raider and the reboot for the same price?
I'd go with Fallout because the reboot already was on Xbox Live, Games with Gold, last month.
That's true, yeah.
It would depend on if I had played Fallout 3 or the first Tomb Raider game.
I don't think the first Tomb Raider game is on the same level as Fallout 3, though, personally.
But value-wise, if I had already played Fallout 3, I had no interest in playing it again, and I hadn't played the first Tomb Raider game, and I was planning on buying the Rise of the Tomb Raider and Fallout 4.
Gotcha.
Basically, either way, you're getting one game that you hadn't played before or you want to play.
Yeah, I would probably go the same way.
If the Fallout 4 bundle had a themed Xbox One in it,
yeah,
it's just a look.
You know how often I've looked at the white Destiny PS4?
Every day.
It happens more than you'd think it would. Maybe I'm just putting figure out on this. They got one with a nice gold emblem on it now. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
It looks gorgeous.
This is Taco Bell PS4. But it's pretty nice.
Taco Bell PS4 again.
Taco Bell got it going on right now, damn it.
How many of those PS4s are they giving away, by the way? Is it just one?
I don't know. As long as they give one to me, I'm happy.
It's like the Willy Wonka golden ticket. The golden taco.
Yeah.
Damn.
That thing is hot. That gold PS4 looks good. And it comes with a gold controller, too.
It's pretty sexy.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I like bundles. It's nice when games are packed in, especially at discounted prices. What else we got?
Well, I feel better about bundles now, thanks to you, BriarRabbit. Last story. Rise of the Tomb Raider Season Pass has been spotted on Amazon for $29.99.
Every game is a season pass, and they love to announce it before the game comes out, so I'm not surprised.
I do not like that. How are you going to sell me a season pass for something that you have? I don't even know what the hell I'm getting. I mean, it could just be one DLC, it could be 2 DLC, it could be some crap that I don't want. It could be a bunch of skins. I want to know what I'm actually paying for before.
Me too.
I like it. Usually I'll buy it. If it's a game I really like and I'm looking forward to the DLC for it, usually you get the DLC at somewhat of a discount. And if you already know you're going to be buying that DLC, like I used to do this with Call of Duty. The Call of Duty game would come out, and I'd automatically buy the season pass for it because I knew there was going to be, 4 DLCs throughout the year. I knew I was going to get each one of them, so you'd usually get like a $10 discount or something like that, and then you wouldn't have to worry about it when it came out.
Yeah, same here. I'd always buy the season pass.
What I don't like is when they tell you, okay, we'll sell you a season pass, but we're not going to tell you what's in it.
Yeah, and before the game's even out and you've played it.
I want to know what it is.
But I mean, if they got what they're saying is it's going to be single player, it's going to be more single player campaign.
Yeah,
that's always good. I got to ask you a question, BriarRabbit. Are you slightly excited for Call of Duty Black Ops 3?
Not really. To be honest with you.
You didn't play the beta. That's why.
That's true. I didn't play the beta.
You used to be a Call of Duty god.
I know. I used to really like Call of Duty, but I don't know. I've moved on.
We've told
you a lot of Call of Duty over the years, man. Like a lot.
I guess it just wasn't your. I guess it just wasn't your destiny. Yeah. Black Ops 3. Okay. Damn it, Briar. I wish you played that beta. I'm telling you now, man. Once you play that game, you may fall in love with Call of Duty again. It is really good.
You might go even in between like Destiny and Call of Duty. You might go back.
Really, really, really good, Briar.
Yeah,
I
ton of
promise
fun.
you. You guys in the comments who played that beta, please let BriarRabbit know what your thoughts are on Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I know Call of Duty has not been what it's been, what it used to be for the last couple of games. And it's been very popular to be down on Call of Duty, as Mr. Rabbit has said so eloquently. But Black Ops 3, to me, is really an awesome return to form. It's very fun. It makes all the sense in the world. Treyarch is the best Call of Duty developer on Earth. And if you guys played it, please drop a comment for him, and he'll answer every single comment this time. Every one.
This is BriarRabbit guarantee.
He says nothing.
No comment.
Tell him, guys. It's a good fucking game. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait for it.
It's Call of Duty come back after Advanced Warfare. We'll just kind of forget about it. But, they tried. They tried.
And the thing is, I feel so different because Advanced Warfare was so different that being so different, I felt like I liked it because it was different.
I did it first too.
Yeah, everybody was like, "Oh, this is awesome," and after a while, I was like, "What the fuck's going on here?" And it just fell off the map. This actually feels like the true evolution of what Black Ops 2 was, or Black Ops 1 was. It just really feels good. It's fast. It's fluid. All this new way of traversal, running on walls like you do in Titanfall. It just really feels good. I'm so excited to play that game. I cannot wait till it comes out.
Same.
I mean, I know a lot of people on Twitch who stream Destiny, who stream The Last of Us. That's the game they're all aiming for right now when that game drops. They're like, I'm going to be straight on that. People who suck at Call of Duty are like, Beastly, this is the best Call of Duty I ever played in my life. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to sell you.
I'm definitely going to buy it. There's no doubt about that.
Just don't put it next to what is it, Far Cry you got over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't sit it right there next to Far Cry, which is still in the cellophane wrap. We want you to open that one up and install it on your console.
And play it with us and see what you think.
Play with your friends and your subscribers who would like to get into a match with you. Please.
I've been playing with my subscribers a lot lately.
Hell yeah, you have.
Started the Warren, right? PlayStation 4 has a new feature on it.
Ooh, we didn't talk about this.
Yeah, so there's a new feature. The PlayStation
Update
software,
3.0.
PS4 software update 3.0 came out, and one of the coolest features they added was this ability to create groups and communities, right? So what you can do is you can have up to, I think, 10,000 members in a community.
Holy shit.
And you got like a message board, and you can see who's playing what. So I started a community called the Warren, right, where when I pull people out, like when I want to get a raid group going, this is the first place I'm going to. I don't even have to leave the PS4 to basically have an LFG at my fingertips.
And that's
It's
what
a
it
Last
turned
of Us
into.
community, right?
What's
Is that
that?
what you made it?
Absolutely.
What'd you say?
I said you made a Last of Us community, didn't
He's
you?
trolling you, Briar.
Right, so the great thing about it, too, is that what I found is that the people who are in that community are also using it the same way I plan to use it. They're making great groups for nightfalls. They're making groups for raids. So it's like a really fun place to hang out. I made a video about it. You can check my channel. If you'd like to join it, definitely do. It's open to everybody. It's open to the public. I think we've got like 600 members, 700 members at this point.
Yeah. Well,
There's a ton of people in there. It's really active, and if you're looking for people to play Destiny with, this is a great place to go.
That was great.
I can't believe, I'm really excited that they added this feature to the PlayStation 4. It makes my life so much easier.
Yeah,
Me too, because I was talking with Beastly before the show started that my biggest problem with Destiny at this point, even though they fixed so much of the Taken King, is the matchmaking. Still, there's activities like the raid and stuff where it's hard to find groups of people I actually want to do either the raid with or just find general people to do it with. That's my biggest issue, is actually getting these people together to do these activities consistently. They need to address that somehow.
I think it's already been addressed. I think it's just not addressed in-game, right? If you go to the 100.io, you can sign up for a clan, right? There's 100 people in it. You can post on the message board. Here's what I
don't
want to
do that, though. I want people I know online, like you guys.
Well, you meet them. You meet these people over time. I didn't
Stranger danger.
I didn't meet the Milky Sirloins. I didn't know them before I met them. Obviously.
What?
I met them through an LFG site, and now we play all the time, right? That's how you meet people. Is you get out there and you put yourself out there, and then eventually you make friends of like-minded individuals.
It's just my anti-socialism coming through. I'm sorry.
Introvert. We're introverts. Stranger danger.
Stranger
Yeah,
danger.
but I will say this about your community, Briar. I went to it, and I was really amazed at what I saw. and all the comments were people looking for people to do raids with,
Yeah.
nightfalls with. I was like, this is the day after the community started.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit! All
People
these people
putting screenshots up of like cool stuff that's happened. I'm checking that thing out every time I log into the PlayStation 4 now because it's like
you can
there's
do
all sorts of good stuff in there.
Really
You
cool.
can do the comment of the day or the mission of the day. You can just leave a nice little paragraph, 500 characters or less, to talk to the people down there, and everybody comments on it. I got one, too. I got not as many as you, but I got a lot of people who join my community as well, and I think that makes the PlayStation 4 that much more awesome. This new update really changed the game for me as far as the social aspect of what PlayStation 4 is. It's really awesome.
They need to integrate it to the phone app, though. It's not integrated into the phone app yet.
Isn't it?
No, not that I've
Oh.
seen. I can't like seem to get into it through the phone.
Okay.
It's unfortunate because that phone app is great. If you want to send messages to people on PS4, it's so much easier to just type on your phone than use the goddamn on-screen messaging. Oh god. Oh god. It hurts, Beasley. It hurts.
Oh, you guys.
All right, is that gonna do it, guys? We got anything else we want to talk about?
Oh, man, it was a good show. Great
It was
show.
a good show. Oh,
That was fun.
what's the name of your community, Beasley?
Beastly Gamers community.
All right, that should be easy to find.
Just
The
remember
easiest
how
way
it's
to
spelled.
find these things too is to look up somebody who's in it. So obviously, if you want to join Beastly Gamers community, look up Beastly Gamer on PSN, and it'll show you that the communities he's in, and you can actually join his community that way. Same goes for me. Same goes for Robbie if he has a community.
I don't.
He's a loner. He's a lone wolf.
Don't tell me
doesn't-
that.
Just him and his 22 caliber pistol.
Yeah. And a cup of coffee. Well, Robbie told me the last time he tried to start a community, somebody got into the room and started asking him where he lived and if he liked candy. And Robbie told the guy he liked candy.
Yeah, fuck, I like candy. Everybody likes candy.
And shit happened.
That's not what happened at all, but sure. All right, thank you guys, everybody who's watching. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, you can join BriarRabbit's Last of Us community and Beastly Gamers Destiny community. I think I
Yeah.
got that right. So
Come on, Guardians.
yeah,
Come on down.
but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. To anybody who's new to, if you guys didn't know, we are live every Sunday, 3 p.m. Pacific time, every single week of the new episode. Next week will be episode 86. We're getting close to 100. Very excited. Thank you all so much for watching. We really
Episode
appreciate
100 is
the
going
support.
to be all nude.
Oh,
The
shit.
all-new
Want me
show.
to start now?
Yep, there you go. Official.
Oh, shit.
Briar's already getting started. It's getting hot in here.
With all my
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
See you
Bye,
guys.
everybody.